Okay, our next panelist is former District 12 Alder and past president of the Madison Equal Opportunities Commission, Brian Benford, the amazing, inspiring Brian Benford.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank Safe Skies Clean Water Coalition for bringing us all together. And it's great to see so many familiar faces out in the crowd. I just want to, before I start, I want to share a couple quotes to kind of frame what I want to talk about. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in a final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. The cost of one modern heavy bomber is this: a modern brick schoolhouse in more than 30 cities. It is 2 electric power plants, each serving a town of 60,000 population. It is 2 fine, fully equipped hospitals. It is some 50 miles of concrete pavement. We pay for a single fighter with 500,000 bushels of wheat. We pay for a single destroyer with new homes that could have housed more than 8,000 people. This is not a way of life at all. In any true sense, under the cloud of threatening war, it is humanity hanging from an iron cross. Some of you know who said that, right? Raise your hand. A few of you. I was born in 1959, and President Eisenhower said that on his way out of office. So in the few minutes that I have, I want to talk a little bit about the military-industrial complex. I kind of coined it differently. I call it the military-industrial congressional complex, because nothing happens in a vacuum absent of our national political leaders. So I'm really empowered that folks are pushing back on Senator Baldwin and Congressman Pocan on this. So it's been in the papers, it's been bantered about for years. I came to Madison in 1979 and I heard about these horrendous racial disparity gaps. Let me just share a few facts. There's folks that probably already know this, and once again, it's been in the papers as of late. So here's some old numbers, but in 2011, the median household income of Dane County's African American families was $20,664. Less than 1/3 the median income enjoyed by white families of $63,673. In 2011, 54% of African Americans live below the poverty line compared to 8.7% of white families. 3/4 of African American youth are poor compared to 5.5% of the white population. Once again, these are old numbers, but I think they're still on trend. 25.2% of African Americans are jobless compared to 4.8% of white people here in Dane County. In 2011, nearly half of Dane County's black 3rd graders failed to meet proficiency standards in reading, compared to 10.9% of white 3rd graders. Now, I know these statistics get boring and numbers kind of go over your head. I share this because I'm a father of 5. I had 4 kids that graduated from this very school, and I have a beautiful 7-year-old sitting in the front seat, and I look forward to the day that he walks across the stage too. So much has to be done in regards to racial disparities. So much. When we try to triage our societal problems, there's just so much. So when I think about an F-35 currently costs between $94 million and up to $112 million, there's a little bit of money there, right? As we think about a referendum coming up just to keep our schools open. So when I think about racial disparities and I think about where we are as a community, I believe that stopping the F-35s here now can really be empowering to us really taking a deeper dive into some of the other racial disparities. I really believe that this is a golden opportunity, that we can come together and stop this insanity, these insidious war machines that here in this progressive community that we come to love, that we can say no, that we're not taking it anymore. Thank you. I think that would empower other people to once again take a deeper dive and feel encouraged that we can do more as a community. So in closing, I want to thank everybody again for putting on this forum. They say it's cathartic to have your voice heard when you're angry. I'm really angry about this. I live across the street, and every time these jets go over, I think about where we are as a society and how much more that we can do. So thanks again for your time. I appreciate it.